Hi, this is Marty from Photoshop Arthouse. Today, I'm going to show you how to create a poster that integrates a photo with text. I provided this photo of a skier that we'll use for this project. Its link is in my video's description or project files. The first step is to separate the skier from the rest of the photo. Open any of these selection tools and click the arrow next to the Select Subject button. Make sure Cloud is selected. If you don't see it, go to Edit, Preferences, and Image Processing. Next to Select Subject and Remove Background, choose Cloud. The rest of the processing can remain faster. Click the Select Subject button. To check your selection, press Q on your keyboard to see it as a quick mask. Then revert it back by pressing Q again. We'll cut and copy the skier onto its own layer by pressing Ctrl or Command J. Make the background active and make a copy of it by again pressing Ctrl or Command J. Hide the cutout skier. In the active background copy layer, we're going to remove the skier and fill in that area with the background. To do this, Ctrl or Command click the skier to select its shape. Go to Select, Modify, and Expand. Expand it 20 pixels. We'll add the skier shadow to the selection by opening our lasso tool and making the Add to Selection icon active. This will add more selections to the active selection. Draw around the shadow to select it as well. Go to Edit and Generative Fill. When the Generative Fill prompt window opens, just click Generate. Photoshop is using AI technology to analyze the photo and fill in the area inside the selection. I did many tutorials on Generative Fill, so if you'd like to watch them, I provided their links in this video's description. Notice it created a separate layer of the filled-in background with the layer mask of our expanded subject next to it. It gives us 3 variations of the filled-in area from which to choose. Click on each one to see which one you prefer. I'll choose this one. Merge the 2 layers by pressing Ctrl or Command E. Next, we'll create a displacement map which will make the text wrap itself around the contours of the snow. To do this, make a copy of the snow and remove all its color by pressing Ctrl or Command Shift U. Displacement maps look best when they're slightly blurred, so go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. Blur it 4 pixels. Go to File and save a copy. Save it to your desktop for quick access. Name it Displacement Map and save it as a PSD file. Then click Save. If you see this message, just click OK. Now that we've saved it to our desktop, we can delete the layer by pressing the Delete key. Open your horizontal type tool and type Picker. Pick a thick, tall font. I'm using a font called Chinese Rocks Regular. If you'd like to use it, I provided its link as well. We'll adjust its size in a moment. The aliasing is smooth, and I'll make it aligned to the left. Click on your document and type out your text. To adjust the space between your lines of text, known as leading, highlight them and click the character paragraph icon at the top, or go to Window and Character. Drag the leading icon to the right or left. We'll adjust its size, but first, let's close the character paragraph panels. Open the Move tool and press Ctrl or Command T to open the Transform tool. Drag your text to approximately here. Go to the lower right corner of the Transform's bounding box and drag it near the right side of the document. If you need to, drag your text closer to the upper left corner. We want the bottom of our text to be close to the bottom of the poster, so we'll stretch our text vertically by pressing and holding the Shift key as we drag it down. Then press Enter or Return. Center the text. Once we apply the displacement map, the text will shift up and to the left. So to keep it centered, press and hold Shift and the right arrow key twice, and the down arrow key twice. This moves our text down and to the right to compensate for the displacement map shift. Double-click the thumbnail of the text layer to highlight all the text, and click the color box at the top to open the color picker. In the hexadecimal field, type in 355783. Open the Move tool. We'll convert our text into a smart object so we can add the displacement map to it non-destructively. Click the icon at the upper right of the Layers panel and click Convert to Smart Object. Change its blend mode to Color Burn. Next, we'll blend in the snow a bit more through our text. Double-click an empty area of the text layer to open its layer style window. We'll use Blend If to push the highlights of the snow through the text. Basically, Blend If uses the luminosity of layers to blend them together. The current layer is the active layer, which in our case is our text. The underlying layer is actually all the layers below the active layer. Dragging the white slider of the underlying layer to the left punches the lightest tones of the snow through the text. Conversely, dragging the dark slider to the right punches through the shadows of the snow. We can make the transition smooth by Alt or Option clicking the middle of the slider, which splits it in half. Dragging the inside half across blends in the tones gradually for a smoother transition. I'll drag it to 225. Go to Filter, Distort, and Displace. Make the horizontal and vertical scales 20 each, stretch to fit, and wrap around. Then click OK or press Enter or Return. Click the desktop and the displacement map PSD file you saved earlier. Then click Open. Make a copy of the text layer by pressing Ctrl or Command J. Change its blend mode to Soft Light. To save a little space in the Layers panel, let's group the text layers into a folder. Shift-click the lower text layer to make it active as well, and press Ctrl or Command G. Hide the background copy, and make the cutout skier visible. This is Marty from Photoshop Arthouse. Thanks for watching.